A man recently married a teen bride, but he wasn't allowed to see her before the day they were set to be married. Unfortunately, things would take a turn soon after, as the man had some nasty plans in store for his own twisted pleasure, and he made one sick demand while they were supposed to be consummating their marriage. The incident took place in Tajikistan, where 98% of the population is Muslim. According to Mail Online, 24-year-old Zafar Pirov was promised 18-year-old Rajabi Kasht as a bride, which resulted in the two getting married just a few weeks ago. However, things wouldn't exactly follow the typical series of events on someone's wedding night, as Pirov wanted to do a bit more than consummate. As it turns out, the Muslim's plans for the evening consisted of accusing his new bride of not being a virgin and demanding for her to take another test to prove that she was. As Radio Free Europe reports, everyone in Tajikistan must pass a prenuptial medical exam before getting married. But women are subjected to a bit more. In fact, those promised to become brides must pass a purity test to ensure that they hadn't had sex yet. Although it wasn't initially clear why Pirov claimed that his new wife wasn't a virgin, it would all soon come out. Claiming that her purity certificate was a fraud, the Muslim man would force Kasht to undergo 2 more virginity tests before still claiming that he did not believe him, and then he exposed his true intentions. Weeks after the wedding, Pirov finally told his wife that he wanted to marry a second woman in hopes of bringing her into the home as well. As one would imagine, that didn't sit well with Kasht, prompting her to become so upset that she committed suicide. While on her deathbed, the suffering woman told her parents that she felt like she was under massive pressure to accept Pirov's demands for a second wife and couldn't take it any longer. As a result, she killed herself, and her husband was placed under arrest on charges of driving his wife to commit suicide. Sadly, this is not anything new in the country, as there are currently over 600 cases of virginity disputes circulating the courts since just 2014. Even worse yet, men in the community are taking Pirov's side and have begun to slander the dead woman's name. Outraged, Kasht's parents have petitioned the country's president, Emomali Rahmon, for help. Of course, they're hoping to clear their daughter's name and ensure that her killer gets the full 8 years that he's facing. Unfortunately, Pirov was only doing as his holy book commands of him. Not only are women considered less than a man and treated like property, but the fact that the religion allows for more than one wife is what ultimately led to this poor girl's death. After all, if it wasn't allowed, her husband wouldn't have been so insistent about getting another woman in the house. In the end, it was the Quran that condemned this woman to death, and worse, this isn't a rare occurrence in the slightest. However, until everyone starts to acknowledge the death and destruction that comes along with Islam, people will continue to unnecessarily die for reasons that are entirely avoidable. Please share the story and tell us what you think by clicking one of the buttons below. We want to hear your voice.